Hello and welcome back to our channel everyone. Today we will discuss all the previous year questions of All India Bar Examination क्योंकि अगर आपको ये previous year questions आते होंगे तो फिर आप आराम से पास हो जाएंगे क्योंकि हर साल काफ़ी questions directly या indirectly repeat होते ही हैं, इसलिए ये questions तो आपको पता होने ही चाहिए। लेकिन MCQs बहुत हैं और उन्हें देखने में टाइम भी बहुत लगता है, इसलिए हम यहाँ उन्हीं MCQs को वन लाइनर फॉर्म में प्रस्तुत कर रहे हैं जिससे आपका समय भी बचे और याद करना भी आसान हो। इस सीरीज में हम एक एक करके सिलेबस के सभी सब्जेक्ट्स के वन लाइनर्स आपको प्रोवाइड कराएंगे और आज के वीडियो में हम एनवायरमेंट लॉ के आज तक के ऑल इंडिया बार एग्जाम में आए हुए सभी क्वेश्चंस को देखेंगे। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं। द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज MC मेहता वर्सेस कमलनाथ इज अ लैंडमार्क केस ऑन द पब्लिक ट्रस्ट डॉक्ट्रिन इन एनवायरमेंट लॉ। आर्टिकल 51 कैपिटल AG of the fundamental duties relates to environmental protection. An appeal to National Green Tribunal lies under section 5 capital A of the Environment Protection Act 1986. Next question is Supreme Court first made an attempt to look into the question regarding extension of the right to life to the right to health and other hygienic conditions in rural litigation and entitlement Kendra versus State of UP, also known as RLEK versus State of UP. Basel Convention is associated with the control of trans-boundary movement of hazardous waste and their disposal. According to Environmental Protection Act 1986, environmental pollutant means any solid, liquid or gaseous substance present in such concentration as may be or tend to be injurious to the environment. The National Green Tribunal cannot exercise, please remember, cannot exercise its jurisdiction with reference to both Wildlife Protection Act 1972 and the Scheduled Tribes and Other Traditional Forest Dwellers Recognition of Forest Rights Act 2006 NGT इन दो एक्ट्स से रिलेटेड अपनी कोई भी jurisdiction enjoy नहीं करता है. These two acts are Wildlife Protection Act 1972 and the Scheduled Tribes and Other Traditional Forest Dwellers Recognition of Forest Rights Act 2006. Environmental impact assessment is mandatory under the Environment Protection Act. This question came in AIBE 14 and was also there in AIBE 13. Aerosols contribute to global cooling rather than global warming. Aerosols please remember cooling के लिए responsible हैं, warming के लिए बिल्कुल भी नहीं. The Convention on Climate Change was the outcome of the Rio de Janeiro Conference. The Coastal Regulation Zone notification was issued by the central government in 1991. The case Krishna Gopal vs State of MP relates to noise and air pollution. Within the purview of Water Act, the meaning of stream is defined as including a river, watercourse or a subterranean river. MC Mehta vs Union of India is a leading case on environment. Next question is the Environment Protection Act 1986 came into force on 19th November 1986. The function of Central Pollution Control Board under the Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981 is to improve the quality of air. The destruction of fish by explosives or poisoning the water is prohibited by the Indian Fisheries Act 1897. Leasing an animal in zoo under the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 is not specifically punishable. अगर आप किसी एनिमल को जू में लीज पर लेते हो तो it is not specifically punishable under the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. These subjects, forests and wildlife protection, were moved from state list to the concurrent list in the 42nd Amendment. The definition of cattle in the Indian Forest Act 1927 does not include kittens. The Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974 regulates the discharge of hazardous pollutants into the nation's surface water. Supreme Court held that noise pollution beyond permissible limits cannot be tolerated even if such noise was a direct result of and was connected with religious activities. In the case of this case, the name of this case was Church of God Full Gospel in India versus KKR Majestic Colony Welfare Association. The Supreme Court case that established strict and absolute liability for enterprises engaged in hazardous or inherently dangerous activities is MC Mehta versus Union of India. The Environmental Protection Act 1986. Environment pollutant means any solid, liquid or gaseous substance present in such concentration as may be or tend to be injurious to the environment. National Conservation Strategy and Policy Statement on Environment and Development is a major environmental policy in India and it was passed in the year 1992. Section 2A of the Environmental Protection Act 1986 defines environment. Environment is defined in Section 2A. Polluter pays principle means means that the polluter should bear the cost of pollution as the polluter is responsible for the pollution. The observation that pollution is a civil wrong and the polluter has to pay damages for restoration of environment was made in MC Mehta versus Kamalat. India became a party to International Convention on Biological Diversity in 1994. So with this we have done all the questions of environment law which have come in the previous year in All India Bar Examination.
अगर आपको ये वीडियो अच्छा लगा तो वीडियो को लाइक करें, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें। अगर पसंद नहीं आया तो मत करिएगा। थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग। आई विल सी यू नेक्स्ट टाइम।